Good afternoon again, everyone. Joey Ickes here, bloggingtheboys.com. Welcome back for another edition of On the Chalkboard. We're actually going to go to the whiteboard again here, and we're going to look at one of the most popular cover 3 beaters. We looked at cover 3 a couple of weeks ago, and now we're going to take a look at some of the ways that offenses will try to attack cover 3 when they see it on the field or when they see situations when they know that their opponent may play it. Here we have our offense showing in 12 personnel. By now we're all familiar with 12 personnel. 1 back, 2 tight ends. We've got a Y here and a U. The Y is the inline tight end. That's your prototypical tight end. That's your Jason Witten. Your U guy here is your move guy. The guy's going to line up in kind of an H-back type position. He's going to move, might be in the slot, going to do a lot of different things. In a single back formation, both tight ends on the same side, U lined up as a wing. We've got our defense here in a 4-3 over front, 8 men in the box. We've got our strong safety moved up here into the box, kind of to help counteract this wing alignment here by the tight ends. The route concept we're going to talk about today is called Y sail. It's a combination that a lot of times you'll hear this concept talked about called a flood concept. It's a little different. There's a variation that we'll talk about a little bit, but it's a way that we use, that offense coordinators will use to try to isolate some of their receivers out here in coverage against their opponents, to really try to help get favorable matchups and get guys into open spots against the zone. So we know that in cover 3 we're going to see our corners drop, our free safety drop, and we're going to see our linebackers and safeties drop as well. So the way that we're going to attack this as an offense is through this Y cell route, and it's really a strong side half field concept that we're talking about here. So we're going to break the zone kind of in half and really attack this area over here with these receivers and these options that are out here. The first route that we're going to have is by our Z out here on this end. The number 1 receiver to this side is going to be a 9 route or a go route. He's going to get an outside release, which is going to then force the cornerback to get more width to get outside of him. And as he gets that width outside of him, he's going to go up the field with him. Then our next route here is actually going to be a flat route by the U. Sometimes we'll see this by the running back, sometimes we'll see it by a wing or a tight end or a slot back, but it's the general route. There's a vertical route, and then there's also a flat route. So what that does is, as we talked about when we talked about cover 3, we know that this strong safety has curl flat responsibilities. So what it's going to force him to do is it's going to force him to flatten off his drop and gain width to make sure that he doesn't get outflanked here to the outside. So what this allows our Y to do is then get his release off the outside of the defensive end, go to his 12 to 15 yard depth that basically all intermediate routes in the NFL route tree are ran to, and he's going to make a break to the corner. So what is this doing here? So we've got our corner pulled off here to go over the top to stay on top of this 9 route by the Z, and we've got our strong safety here that's forced to flatten off and come over here to make sure that he doesn't get beat wide by the U there. Here we can have this guy in protection, we can have a slant on the backside with a flat route. You do all kinds of things on the backside too. But here we've got a nice little 5 to 7 step combination over here. Quarterback takes his drop. And really what he's trying to read is he's trying to read this defender. He's trying to read that curl flat guy. Because what you're trying to do is you're trying to make him, you're putting a vertical stretch on him. So what that means is that something we've talked about before with our flat 7 route, which is pretty similar to this route here. The main difference is this go route out here also. We're trying to put a vertical stretch, trying to make him make a decision. Is he going to keep gaining depth here and stay underneath this corner route, or is he going to attack down to the flat route like he might? If he attacks to the flat, then what you've got is you've got a Y, who's your tight end, your Jason Witten, who's running at a 45-degree angle with outside leverage on a free safety who's trying to come out of the middle of the field, with a cornerback who can't come help because he's got a guy like a Miles Austin or a Des Bryant on the outside, taking him, carrying him deep. So what you end up with is you end up with this tight end in a lot of space with a lot of room to be able to make a catch and make a play after the catch. So this is why sail. It's one of the ways that quarterbacks, offensive coordinators will try to attack a cover 3 coverage. It's one of my favorite route combinations that I see on Sundays, and it's pretty effective. You'll see it on Sundays for the Cowboys. You'll see them use it, especially when they play teams that are going to play a lot of cover 3. And then we'll also see it by teams playing against the Cowboys as they get into their 8-man fronts to try to help stop the run like we talked about a couple of weeks ago. So thanks for joining us on the chalkboard, and we'll be back soon for more talk. Thank you very much.